Maverick 100.9 Aggie Lands Country Alternative. It's Corliss, and I get to meet somebody new today, but not too new because people have just been talking about you. Zach Welch is here. How are you, Zach?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I can't wait to get to know you a little bit better, but I do have some friends here locally that have told me about you. Do you come to College Station very often? I know you live in Dallas.
Yeah, I try to get down to College Station every once in a while. I recorded my second album mostly in College Station back when my buddy Ethan was living down there. So that's where I did a lot of stuff for a long time.
That is very cool. You kind of get attached to a place after doing that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I know how that addiction goes. I know I'm still here.
Right.
Well, we do have a brand new single to debut, and we've got more new music to talk about. But first, I want to touch on this new single, Drunken Ramblings of a Hopeless Romantic, which it's spelled that way as well. It's spelled like Drunken Ramblings. Tell me a little bit about this song.
Well, there's a long story behind it, but I'll give you the kind of shorter version of it and the radio friendly version of it. A long time ago, this guy told me to never write a song for a woman because he had written a song about a woman and then she dumped him. And so from about 17 to 24, I was like, yeah, no, I can't be writing songs about no women, you know. And then I met a chick who deserved a song written about her. And I was like, that guy doesn't know nothing. And so, yeah, when we had the great freeze, what was that, February 21?
Yep.
Yeah, when everything froze over, I was staying at my parents' house and my girlfriend was with me and we were sitting there and we were just hanging out and I was like, that's pretty, I think she earned a song. So I wrote a song but I'm not a very like sappy kind of love song guy, you know. I'm more into like punk rock stuff. So
yeah,
I made my own version of a love song.
Oh, I love that though. I mean, and just from this little bit of getting to know you, it looks like you may put your own little sarcastic spin on a lot of things, including love.
Yeah, I mean, most of that song is lines that I've said just in regular life. I just tried to make them rhyme. You know, it's all very true to me. I don't consider myself a very creative kind of thinker. It's really just something's got to hit me in the face and then I can sing it. I can make stuff rhyme, but I can't really make up stories.
You're cracking me up. Maybe that's the trick, Zach. Maybe that's it, is, you know, you've got a lot of prolific songwriters that just put everything into it to the point of beating their brains against a wall. And then here's you and you're like, I don't know, this is what I'm feeling. I'll sing that.
Yeah, just say it, you know. I don't remember who said this originally. It might have been me, but I highly doubt it. But somebody asked me for like songwriting advice and singing advice. And I was like, well, if you mean what you say, people will want to listen to it. I know I'm not the first person to think of that, but I thought that I was some kind of philosopher when I said that. I don't remember who it was who told me, if you've never been to the ocean, don't sing about the ocean, but I like that one too.
I do too. That makes sense. I get a lot of, like, from a radio aspect, when I meet people in person, I get a lot of like, wow, you're exactly like you are on the radio. And I'm like, yeah, who else would I be? It's kind of a don't lie kind of situation because you will always get caught in it kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's so many people who, you know, have these really good party songs or these like wacky radio personalities or whatever, you know, and then you meet them in real life and you're like, oh, that's kind of a letdown.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I hope that nobody will ever turn away from a conversation with me or anything like that and be like, man, that is not, well, if they're going to say that's not what I expected, I hope it's because I was too much of what they thought.
Yeah.
Not the opposite.
They're like, man, I really was hoping she was just playing that for the radio.
Oh my goodness, I'm already cracking up. And y'all, we're going to keep Zach Welch with us here, but we do got to debut this brand new single. So you're hearing it first on Maverick 100.9. This is Drunken Ramblings of a Hopeless Romantic. Due to copyright, Brian Broadcasting is not licensed to air this single for you in podcast form, but you can find it on any streaming and downloading platform. And today's interview continues now. Maverick 100.9, you heard it here first. That was Zach Welch and Drunken Ramblings of a Hopeless Romantic. I have to like enunciate all of that, or I feel like it's going to sound like Drunken Ramblings coming from me, which gets pretty slurry at times. maybe that's what we're all thinking. If you're thinking up a song over a cold beer but in your head, it's this beautiful orchestratic, piece of musical art. And really you're just singing in your beer.
Hey, just getting after it.
If you need help writing your next album, Zach, I'm here for you. I'm here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, speaking of new album, Friday is the release of your first full band album. Is that right?
That's it. Yeah. The old Redux.
Oh my gosh. So you're calling it Redux. Spell it for us because this is fun.
REDUX. And
what does that mean?
All right. So I was having trouble figuring out what I wanted to do for the album name and the album cover because, and I like what we did and what we're doing with it, but it wasn't my original idea. My original idea is because I finally had the band and I love my band. My band's really good and they're good people. And so I wanted it to be a picture of all of us, but everybody got shy and didn't want to get their picture taken. Oh. And so it ended up just being a picture of me, but all the songs on the album are songs I've already done acoustic. Oh. And so originally I wanted the album cover to be the Goodfellas movie poster, but with all four of us in suits and everything. But I couldn't think of a name for the album. And then I kind of liked the movie aspect of it because I'm a movie nerd. I watch a bunch of movies and then just quote them for the remainder of my existence.
I feel that on so many levels.
A couple months ago, me and Ethan made our girlfriends watch Apocalypse Now. And they have the Apocalypse Now Redux. And so
like a redo. Oh my gosh.
So I got the idea to, call it just Redux or Redo for those of y'all who speak proper English. I don't know. That seems French to me.
It really does. Or Redo. Redo. Or I don't know. You got to say it something with the nasal passage. Like plug your
maybe
nose.
If it's just the U, it's Redo. But when you add like the A and the E and the U, it's O. Because I did a show with Lucas Jagno and the Road Show.
Right.
Them boys got Cajun in their name.
Right. Oh man,
phenomenal band though.
They are. Oh my gosh, like mind-blowingly amazing. I always say there's something going on. They got something in the water over there in Louisiana. But I already moved my butt to Texas for Texas country. I can't be moving all over every time I find a new, different kind of country music. I can't do this.
You just need to get a little bit further up into Texas, like move out to like East DFW.
Right.
That's the move because I'm in Dallas proper now. I grew up in Forney, and Dallas proper sucks. But you go a little bit east, you get east of Forney, you're in business.
Oh, I love now we're getting a geography lesson from Zach Welch, everybody. So, what kind of set? Because you did say you're not typically the love song, gushy type of artist. What can we actually expect from the new album?
The new album is going to be pretty rock and roll.
I like that.
I mean, these aren't new songs. They're just new arrangements of them. So, I mean, it's the same old stuff, just with a different spin. Just brought my buddies along and made it better, in my opinion, and we went to a real studio and for the first time ever. So it's really exciting stuff. I think, I hope people will like it. If not, then, my buddy Jacob Ryan Marshall's dropping a single on the 30th. So they'll at least have something to look forward to this week.
I love that. It's like, man, if you don't like me, I got cool friends too. Like, just open your ears. The music is everywhere.
Well, that's, it's accidentally become my bit. Whenever I put out my first record, 254 Days, I wasn't expecting anybody to listen to it. Not that it took over the world by any means. We're not having this conversation from a private jet, but I was expecting like my mom to listen to it, a couple cousins.
Right.
And then it turned out there was like 100 people who were willing to listen to me before they knew who I was. And I was like, oh, sweet. But when I was just thinking it was friends and family, I wanted to do an intro and outro, kind of just like, these are what the songs are about. Thank y'all for hanging out and listening. Thank y'all for being nice to me. Well, then those 10 people turned into 100 people, turned into a couple hundred people. Then a couple hundred people were like, hey, I really love those intros and outros. And I was like, okay, so that's just my bit now. I have to do intros and outros on everything. So then Punchy Shirts and Broken Hearts comes out, and we like half script a skit for the intro. And on the outro, I just go and run my head for a minute. And then on one of the EPs, we did intro and outro. And then on this record, we had the band. We were in the studio. We had just played Cheatham Street the night before, had almost gotten arrested on the way down there, made it back to Dallas, slept for about 30 minutes to get up and go to the studio, and then record everything, all the rough tracks on the first day. We got done. We've been in the studio for like 8 hours. Nobody had slept. Nobody had done anything. We decided we were going to do an intro and outro with the band. And so I had my band play. They were just messing around. They started playing something funky as hell. So we just went with that, and that was our intro. And then on the outro, they were like, what do you want to do with this? And I was like, I want it to be metal. And I can't wait for people to hear it, because
can't wait to hear it now. Like, I don't know if it's you and just how you are so like dryly funny, but I'm ready for it. I'm excited about this album.
Yeah, I think people will dig it. I really do. I'm slowly but surely gaining more confidence in the music and whatnot. And I blame my band mostly because I didn't, I've been playing shows for 7 years and never had a band. And then I finally got these cats together, and they were the ones that I was chasing after the whole time. I've known all these guys forever, and I was terrified to put the band together because I didn't want to be the worst musician on stage. And man, that's actually the best thing that can happen. You want to be the worst one on stage.
Yes, it really is. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's funny how it's like putting a band together is worse than dating or figuring out if you're going to marry someone. Oh gosh, that is too funny. I'm so this is great. Now I want to see you guys live. If this band really just honed in on you like that, I'm assuming the collective is probably a pretty good time.
Oh yeah. We have ample amounts of fun.
To say it lightly.
Yeah, we throw down.
That is good stuff. Good stuff. Well, everybody, the whatever you want to call it, redux, RUDUX from Zach Welch is going to be available at midnight Friday. Of course, you already put out your teaser single, Drunken Ramblings of a Hopeless Romantic. He's funny. And I'm already digging him just from getting to know him here on Zoom. Y'all, that is Zach Welch. Zach, where can we follow you to be gaining all this new juicy stuff?
Instagram and Twitter, they're just both at Zach Welch Music. You can find me on Facebook at Zach Welch Musician. But mostly it's Twitter and Instagram. Not a lot of Facebooking these days. Yeah, and then I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, Napster, for those of y'all kicking it old school.
Was that an old joke to me? You watch out, young man.
Oh no, I had Napster. I remember when Metallica got mad at everybody.
Oh my gosh. Mine was LimeWire. I'm slightly older. Mine was LimeWire, and my parents hated me.
Yeah, buddy. You get all those like what's the
viruses,
all the little numbers just to get Soulja Boy's newest single.
Yes!